Hello and welcome to the show. You know, there's a lot more to networking these days than just exchanging business cards and phone numbers. Now folks are exchanging entire business profiles with one tap of the phone, one introduction, one conversation, one round of golf, one brunch, even one social media post can lead to connections and opportunities that take your career to the next level. And when opportunity knocked on Wall Street, an investment banker named Nichole realized she needed to get her foot, not just her foot, through the door, but really on the floor of Wall Street. And she made the most out of a networking opportunity. And now she helps other people build strong networks. Pleasure to welcome to the show Nichole Harmon-Pointdujour. Good to have you here.
Hi, Portia. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you here. So listen, I want to talk about this Wall Street opportunity because you were already an investment banker. But when Wall Street knocks, what happens?
You got to go, right?
Yeah.
You got to go. So I went to Virginia Union University, which is a HBCU in Richmond, Virginia. And there was a person in my class named Franklin, and he got the opportunity to work on Wall Street. And when he got the opportunity, he reached back out to me and said, hey, there's an opportunity, you should apply. Because at the time, they were looking at Ivy League schools, not really my small HBCU. And I applied. It was a lot. There was a lot of interviews. There was I had to do a case study. I had to perform in Excel, right? So they did a lot of testing to make sure that you qualified. But he was the one that got me the interview to give me the opportunity to get on Wall Street.
Yeah. And so obviously you got the job.
Got the job. 21. I'm still on Wall Street over 21 years. So yeah.
Wow. And I feel like really the first teachable moment there is just the willingness in networking to reach out and pull someone else
Yes.
up, right?
And I tell people, always talk to the people to the left and right of you. A lot of times people try to go to like the boss or the biggest person in the room. My opportunity came from my classmate.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, make sure that you're ready because I had to have the right GPA because they wanted you to have a 3.75 GPA just to even get in the door.
Wow.
Thank God I had a 4.0 with my MBA, but I had the grades and the wherewithal to get the opportunity to.
Yeah. So what was that like for you? First day on Wall Street.
Oh, right. I was, as I say, blue eyes and bushy tail. I was on Wall Street and I was like, what's happening here? It was very fast paced. This was in 2008. So anybody that knows 2008, the markets were.
Oh, right. Of course. This is the start of the recession and things just tumbling.
Yes. It was very fast paced. I was one of the only women of color on this floor. And so
really, still even in 08?
In 08, in the position that I was in.
Yeah.
And so it was very fast paced and you had to learn a lot very quickly, like drinking from a fire hose. But I got excited about that, right? Because I'm like, how does this deal work? How does this trade work? So I had to learn a lot very, very fast. But I reached out and found networks of people to help me learn fast.
Yeah.
So I would stay late and ask somebody, hey, can you show me how to do this trade? Can you show me how to do this deal?
Yeah.
So that's how.
So I feel like the teachable moment there is just a willingness to say, I need help, right? And asking, what do I do next?
What do I do to be successful? Yes, on Wall Street, yeah.
But then you also had to really be able to hold your own. In a networking space, what does that look like? How do you, especially with women, because the dynamics can be a little different. Sometimes people are like, oh, she might not be this, she might not be that, and all kind of doubts and questions that people may not have when they're dealing with male counterparts.
Right.
How do you show up, show out, show that you're present, show that you are talented? And keep the connections so that the growth can continue.
Yeah, I think you hit on it. So one, I knew I was smart because I graduated top of my class. I knew I was smart, but learning something different was just a new world for me, right? I never was on Wall Street or in investment banking before. So being vulnerable and asking for help, I think that's where like I knew how to execute work. I knew how to get the job done, but there was like little things that I didn't understand. If I'm working on a deal in another country and understanding the conversion rate from US dollar to Japanese yen and Hong Kong yen, right? So I had to ask somebody to show me how do you convert the dollars. Once I knew how to do that, I was like, oh, I took off. Like I was like, oh, I know how to do this. Let me training people, bringing people up with me that were on Wall Street with me. So.
Yeah. So obviously you get to a point where you're doing this very well, but you recognize that there's a need for the arts of networking and teaching people how to do it. Explain how you got to that space.
So I joined a lot of networking groups. They had a lot of different groups at the firm for young people joining the firm. They had it for women. They had it for people of color. And with those groups, I got more information on like what they did in their areas, and we cross-pollinated a network together. I don't. Can we? Oh, we can.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so you have an event that's called In the Room, right?
Yes.
This is something you do pretty frequently.
Yeah.
Tell me more about how it works. What happens in the room?
Yeah. So My whole life, people have been telling me, you're the master connector. You're always connecting people. You know people from all walks of life, from Wall Street to the White House to industries. And so the whole time, they kept saying, you're like the connecting, you're always connecting people. God gave me a vision 6 months ago and said, you're going to create a room called it's called In the Room where the deals are done, the Master Connector Agency, where I bring together my network, which is corporate executives, because I've been on Wall Street 20 years, industry leaders, and successful business owners.
Wow.
And I put us all together to help us collaborate, grow our networks to get deals done.
So what do you tell people to do in these spaces, right? Because there's, taking pictures and kiki and having a good time and swapping, sort of work stories. But what do you tell people to do so that the connection lasts beyond the event?
Yeah, there's 3 things that I tell people to do this, the art of networking, is 1, lead with value. A lot of times when people meet people that are of high stature or that can potentially help them, they lead with an ask and say, hey, can you help me with this? Versus go in and say, hey, Portia, what are you working on? What are your 2025 goals? And I figure out how I can help you versus me coming to ask you for something, because I'm sure you get asked a million times things all the time, right?
Right.
And so that's the first thing, lead with value. The second one is making sure that you follow up. So we get all these business cards.
That follow-up,
yeah. If you get lost in the shuffle, the next day you don't follow up. So you make sure you follow up within 24 to 48 hours and say, it was great to meet you at X, Y, and Z, at the Master Connector Agency event. I would love to connect with you over coffee, lunch, dinner, and understand what you're working on for 2025. And then the third thing is making sure you're doing good business. So when you have that meeting, you're ready to go. Like I mentioned, when Franklin reached out to me, I had the GPA and was ready to go to even get the interview on Wall Street. So leading with value, following up, and making sure that you do good business when you get the opportunity.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Those are 3. We're going to come back to those at the end. I want to make sure we remind folks. I should have told y'all to take some notes because this is going to be good. All right, listen, coming up, you are going to hear how a networking event, in the room event, in fact, turned 2 nurturing nurses into powerhouse business partners. Alicia and Nancy join the conversation about their networking lessons. That's right after the break. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I really want to thank you for season 3 of Portia. It's because of loyal viewers like you that we keep getting to share this daily dose of positivity all across the country. So just a reminder, I still need you to like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell your friends. You can catch us now in Orlando, in San Francisco, in Atlanta, and all across the country on Fox Soul. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon on Portia.